Hey there, Team Fanboy here. Ryan Johnson coming at you with a King Vegeta deck profile, which I played at the Newport Regional this weekend. I ended up on 15th place out of 40 players with 2 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws. And yeah, I'm just going to get right into the deck profile. I'll go over the matchups as we go. To start the deck profile off, I run 4 Vegeta the Young Invader and 2 Raditz Young Invader. The reason that I run 6 is because 4 just doesn't feel like enough, and plus I would like a safe charge target with having an extra 4, the extra 2. That's why you run 6 instead of 4, because there's always that chance you're always going to end up in your life. Next would be the 4 SSG Vegeta to the next level. Amazing pressure card. It has crit, searches your next part, searches more pieces for out of the deck. It's expertly played. Next, I run 3 SSG Son Goku to the next level. Essentially Goku hit, but in red. So you can swing with this. It can restand to blocking your next turn. Plus, if you block your opponent's attack and they don't out combo, he will restand. Next is, because I could only get 3, SSVG to Switching Gears. One of the best TP promos we have ever had. Easily. It increases the consistency of this deck 100%. Next is the boss monster, SSB Vegeta at full power. This card is amazing. In the tournament, what happened was I was playing against someone who was using Mecha Kibora. They negated with Kai, and I swung with this, and this was my only battle card in the field. So they warped this, removed it. Unfortunately, they were only on 1 life, so they burned themselves. Next is 2 SS4 Bardock fighting against fate. Amazing overall extra pressure piece. Would easily be able to win most games with this just discarding its own. Next is the super combo, which is 4 Raditz Saiyan Youth. Again, the cycling for the Young Invaders is key. You're usually bottom decking one of those to play it with Raditz and drawing 2 cards. Next is my extra card lineups, which is 2 Wolfang Fist. Well, more like my negate lineup. 2 Wolfang Fist, 4 King Vegeta's Imposing Presence, and 2 Topo. Topo is there for like the big decks. And there's also Violent Rage as well. Now, all of these are good cards. Violent Rage, Dark Broly matchup. Topo, anything that likes to swing at you a lot. Imposing Presence, go wide, and just a nice neg 15 with Wolfang Fist. Next to the Unison lineup, 1 Jiren, 3 Piccolo. Piccolo was the MVP of the entire day. The +1 and the counter, and when they activate a counter the AKO card, it will win you so many games. It's unbelievable how much advantage this one card can generate. Jiren is handy for a game which you know will go longer, plus because the constant double strike, double strike, double strike, double strike, because he's a very hard to remove Unison. Next, we have 2 SS Vegeta Exploiting Weakness, and 3 Yamcha Merciless Barrage. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I will never take Exploiting Weakness out of this deck. The -20 across a board is extremely valuable. Plus, it will hit a 30k if you neg the 20 and your leader is awakened. So essentially, you're removing one of Dark Broly's biggest swingers as well. Or for example, Bojack, Sin Shenron, which I did. in my Control Sin matchup, which was one of my draws, unfortunately. The Yamcha is just a good counterplay. You don't need to run 4 because of the Young Invaders are permanent. They also say you can only play Red Saiyans. Next, we have the Gogeta lineup, which I run 2 SSB Gogeta Technique Unchained and 3 Gogeta Fusion of the Gods. Wins games. Bottom line, it wins games. If your opponent isn't fully prepared to play against SSB Gogeta and they're not ready for this, you blow the game out. And the SCI of choice for the deck, Heroine's Lineage. Stole a few things with this. Ended up stealing a winner Gogeta for What's in the Dark Empire. Sadly got taken back in one game, which against the person who travelled with me, playing Mecha Freezer. He stole my Gogeta. He swung with Gogeta. I stole it back using Heroine's Lineage. And to quickly go over the matchups, Dark Brawl is your hardest matchup with this deck, 100%, because you're never going to be able to neg everything. That's the biggest issue. I'll quickly go over my side deck. For my side deck, we have second Jiren Unison. Again, just get matchups to go longer. You can take out a Piccolo side in one of these. 2 Strategy of Universe 7. Against Mecha Kabura. Oh, it's filthy. Next, we have 2 Mai King Piccolo's Underling. Blue Hate came in handy, makes blue players have to think about what they want to do and how to play around it. 2 Broly Crown of Retribution, just a handy little bit of tech, especially if they've got 2 energy open and you know what they're playing. Use this, it'll wipe a card from the hand. Next is 1 Frieza's Death Ball. Every side deck should at least run 1. Andrew Duvall, huge shout out to him for putting this idea into most King Vegeta players' decks. Next is 2 Clash of the Masked Warriors. In case you came across Vegex or King Cold, I didn't unfortunately side this in today because I didn't play either of those matchups, but I still wouldn't take it out of the side deck. Next is 2 Testing the Opposition for more negates and creating a blocker. Didn't really side this in, but it was still a valuable card to have just in case I needed it. And finally, 3 Deborah. Hand Control hates this card. It's very valuable to you, especially if they're hand controlling you a lot. You can discard this, tap 2 for example for 2 of them and draw 4 cards. It's an easy +4. And yeah, overall the tournament was good. It was well run. It was good to be back after such a long time playing. I think going forward with this deck, I'd probably add in new rulers, but I think that's the only major change I'd make to the deck. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Team Fanboy signing off. Have a good day.